Rockstars, Eric Andreas, your guitar sage here. Today we're going to be talking about how to use double stops, just like Jimi Hendrix, Chuck Berry, and a million other players. Double stops are when we're playing two notes at once, usually in adjacent strings, and we're not going outside the scale typically with these two. We're going to abide by the scale, and I have a couple of diagrams for you today to look at. Now, the reason that we might want to do this is it's just a really cool sound. It's yet another cliche or another thing that we can do, another way that we can express ourselves as musicians to bring in some new tastes into the ear, right? Some new sounds into the ear. So if we were to take, let's say, the pentatonic scale, A minor pentatonic here, you've seen it like this. In fact, I'll show it to you on the screen here. The red dot is going to be the tonic. The black dots are the other notes. But essentially, all the notes together make up the pentatonic scale. It looks something like this. Okay, that's either what we call A minor pentatonic or C major pentatonic. They share the same sets of notes, okay? So, essentially what we're doing with double stops is we're playing two notes at once. And we're doing this again because it creates a really cool sound. I remember when I was a kid, the first time that I heard this, or the first time that I recognized it, probably as a guitar player, because I'd probably heard it hundreds or thousands of times before that, but just didn't recognize it because I wasn't playing guitar yet. And I remember any time that I heard it, I'm like, what are they doing there? Because it sounded like they were playing chords within a solo. I could hear that something was up. It was more intricate, it was more complex than just a simple note. And of course, when you have a harmony like that, a harmony being a second note, right? Your ear hears that and wants to grab a hold of that. So that was my history with it. And then once I determined, oh, okay, this is exactly what they're doing, then I started bringing that into my own playing and trying to adopt that. Something that you'll want to do at first with any new cliche, with any new trick, is you want to apply it right away to your playing. And you may overdo it at first. That's okay, but we're trying to get it integrated because, you know, it was a vocabulary word that you didn't use before. Now you need to use it purposefully so that you can use it naturally going forward, okay? So essentially what we're doing is we're taking that same scale. Now you can do this with any scale, any key, doesn't matter. The name of the game here is playing two notes at once. Three notes is a chord. Really, we're talking about two notes when we're talking about double stops. So for instance, if we did this from the very beginning of the scale, the A down here, and we're playing two notes at once, adjacent strings, here's what that diagram might look like. This is basically what I'm doing. This is a tab, of course. So we're going to go. So I'm playing strings 6 and 5 right now. Okay. Then I move into strings 5 and 4. And then strings 3 and 4. And then we're playing strings 2 and 3. And then we're playing strings 1 and 2. Okay. You've heard Chuck Berry do something like this, sort of like a... that sort of thing, double stops again. He made them very famous. So essentially, use the scale in any way that you normally might, but one way that I use it a lot is on that second and third string, I use it a lot. You could use it in any strings, doesn't matter, but the ones that you're going to use a lot are on strings 1 and 2, strings 2 and 3, and maybe even 3 and 4. You've heard this also like... right? Brown-Eyed Girl, you're hearing double stops there on strings 1 and 2. You can use this with pentatonic, you can use it with blues, you can use it with diatonic scales like major, minor, all the jazz modes. You can do this. I have a whole course for this inside of the Unstoppable Guitar System if you're a UGS member already, so you know what I'm talking about because I break it all down and all the different bits all over the neck. So what I've given you here today, though, is something that you can use to just, cut your teeth on this, because you don't want to get overwhelmed with doing it in all the different keys and all the different versions of the scales and the modes and what have you. Then you're just like, it's fine to do that. Now you're going to be just kind of practicing that, but you want to apply this right away. So if you're playing blues, this is a great way to do it. So instead of doing, say, like a lick that might look like this, which are all single notes on the 3rd and 4th strings, you might go, or playing 2 notes at once. So here I am on strings 2 and 3, and this is on fret 7. And then I'm doing frets 5 and 5 on strings 2 and 3. And then hitting that last note here on the 7th fret of the 4th string, or you could hit this note here on the 3rd string of the 5th fret at the same time. And you'll get that sort of tone. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to take the diagrams that I've given you here, the tab and the scale if you don't know it, the A minor pentatonic or C major pentatonic. I want you to get that under your fingers. Then I want you to think, okay, well, how can I play these together? So like sometimes what I'll do as an exercise is I'll just literally and then maybe back up, just so you got them underneath your fingers. But realistically, you're going to be using strings 1, 2, and 3 the most, maybe even string 4, probably not so much 5 and 6. Have fun with this. The only way for you to get this, my friend, is to dig in and start noodling with it, okay? It's like you can watch a lesson. It's really not going to do much for you unless you start applying it. My friends, I'm here to help you. Please let me know how I can do that. I'm very passionate about teaching over 1,000 lessons here on YouTube. So please if you like this video, hit thumbs up. Hit subscribe, notification bell, all videos, you know the drill if you like these sorts of videos. Now, if you would like an education in guitar, I have one for you and it's absolutely free. YourGuitarSage.com/30. The very first link below will give you access to the Unstoppable Guitar System standard. 500,000 people have gone through this already and it will absolutely change your guitar life, and it's absolutely free. It has PDFs in the whole 9 yards, step by step. There's no one who wants to play guitar or is playing guitar who shouldn't know this information or go through it right now. I'm giving it to you. Friends, as always, be kind to all beings. Do the right thing always. Practice your guitar. I'll see you in the next video.